Welcome to Lively Lewis Stories.
Buckle up, because you're about to join Levi and Ivy on an adventure.
All you need is your imagination, and off we
go! Lively Lewis Stories!
Levi, can you get the mail, please? His mom asked. She was busy making dinner, and Levi was playing a game on his iPad. When he didn't answer, his mom asked again. Levi, can you please go get the mail? Dinner is almost ready. Without hearing what his mom said, Levi answered, Sure, Mom. He was so wrapped up in his game, he didn't go get the mail. At dinner, Levi hid the iPad on his lap under the table. When his family wasn't looking, he played silently in between bites. What did you learn at school today? Anything exciting? His dad asked, looking around the table. Ivy answered right away. We learned about the planets. There used to be 9, but now there are 8. Pluto is a planetoid. Ivy's dad replied. I still like to think of Pluto as a planet. Poor little Pluto. Ivy giggled at her dad's response, thinking of the little round planet with a sad face, feeling all lonely in the solar system. Turning to Levi, their dad said, What about you? Did you learn anything fun today? Levi looked up quickly, hoping to hide the fact that he was playing his game. I learned, Because Levi was so distracted, he couldn't remember what he'd learned at school that day. His parents put 2 and 2 together. Hand it over, his mom said, holding out her hand. Aww, Levi pouted, reluctantly handing his iPad to his mom. She put it on the counter and came back to the table. You know the rules, Levi. No iPads at the table, she reminded. Levi nodded, remembering very well of the family rules. Dinner was a time for catching up with each other and sharing all about their day. Still, he wished he could play on the iPad all day and all night. It was so much fun. No more iPads for the rest of the day, his mom said firmly. Later that night, when the kids were supposed to be looking at books before bed, Levi was pretending to read while secretly playing on his iPad. He'd grabbed it off the counter after helping with the dishes. Coming into his room to say goodnight, his mom saw the iPad sticking out from the pages of the book Levi was pretending to read. Taking it from him, she said, If you keep playing on that thing without taking a break, you will get stuck inside. Cool, Levi replied. I would love to get stuck inside one of my games. That would be super fun. Tucking him into bed and kissing him goodnight, she informed him he was not allowed to play the iPad for the rest of the week. Mom, he complained. What was he going to do all weekend without his games? As he tried to fall asleep, he envisioned being stuck inside his iPad, becoming a character in his favorite game, and going on all kinds of adventures. I would fight the dragon and win, he imagined. I would use my superpowers to jump over the castle and avoid the dragon's fireballs. He thought of adventure after adventure as he finally drifted off to sleep. The next day was Saturday, and without the iPad, Levi quickly grew bored. He already done his chores, cleaning his room, vacuuming the living room, and taking out the trash. Ivy was playing with her baby dolls, which sounded super boring. He wandered around the backyard for a little while. Then he went to the family room to watch TV. As he laid on the couch, flipping through the channels, something on the shelf caught his eye. It was the iPad. So that's where Mom put it, he thought to himself. Carefully climbing on one of the chairs, Levi was able to reach the iPad and soon get lost in his game. He played and played without a care in the world. As he played, he had a strange sensation come over him, a whirling and twirling sensation that made him feel dizzy. Then, as the room started to spin, Levi got sucked inside the iPad. Ah! He yelled as he peered out from the other side of the screen. He could see the family room from where the iPad laid on the couch. He was stuck inside. He panicked. Mom was right, he said aloud. I played too long and now I'm stuck in here forever. Help! Help! He yelled, hoping someone would hear him. However, with Ivy busy playing in her room and Dad busy working on something in the garage, no one was even close enough to hear poor Levi calling for help. While inside the iPad, Levi tried to have fun like he did Vision the night before. But it wasn't fun at all. His video game character, a young knight, kept running in circles and going nowhere. Being stuck in the iPad was miserable. Help! Help! Levi continued to holler. After what seemed like forever, he heard his mom in the distance calling his name. Levi, what are you up to? Then he heard his sister calling for him too. Levi, come out, wherever you are. She thought he was playing hide and seek. Finally, Levi heard his dad join in. Hey, Levi, where are you, buddy? We're starting to worry about you. The family searched high and low, coming in and out of the family room, not noticing the iPad laying on the couch. They looked in his bedroom, outside, and everywhere they could think of. Coming together in the family room, Levi heard his mom say, "Where could he be? I'm really starting to get worried." It was at that moment that Levi shouted at the top of his lungs, "Help! I'm in here! I'm stuck in the iPad!" Ivy was the first to hear him. She grabbed the iPad and saw Levi's panicked face on the screen. "Look!" she cried, handing it to her dad. "Levi," she said, super worried. "How on earth did you get in there?" "I don't know," Levi answered miserably. This was the exact thing his mom had warned him about. "I told you this would happen," she said. "There has to be a way out. Think, Levi, think." Levi thought about his mom's warning from the night before. He should have listened to her. It wasn't healthy spending too much time on the iPad. It distracted him from more important things like spending time with his family, playing outside, and reading interesting books. At that moment, Levi made a decision. From now on, I won't sneak around to play the iPad. I'll find fun things to do. I don't ever want to be stuck in here again. As he spoke those words, Levi felt the familiar swirling and twirling that he'd felt earlier. In an instant, he was back in the family room with his sisters and parents. "Levi!" they shouted, hugging him tightly. "I'm so sorry," Levi said in between high fives and hugs. "From now on, I will practice self-control." And from that day on, Levi kept his promise. He enjoyed playing on the iPad for short bursts of time, while also having so much fun with his family and friends. After all, he realized that people were much more important than video games. Did you learn a lesson from this story?
If so, what was it?
And parents, do your kids have a story idea?
Leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, the idea, and your kid's name for a chance to join Levi and Ivy on their next adventure. Until next time.
Thanks for listening. Come back for more.